Conservatives have been disgusting for years, which is why I don't give a about anybody that winds up at any of these rallies and gets shot or whatever. You need conservatives to be afraid of getting killed when they go to events so that they look to their leadership to turn down the temperature. You have no, it's actually kind of scary, how close I was to getting people together to go down to his house and kill his family.
Wait, what? Wait a minute.
Conservatives have been disgusting for years, which is why I don't give a about anybody that winds up at any of these rallies and gets shot or whatever. You need conservatives to be afraid of getting killed when they go to events so that they look to their leadership to turn down the temperature. You have no, it's actually kind of scary, how close I was to getting people together to go down to his house and kill his family.
Wait, what?
Or it would have just been him and his father. Because I didn't know anything about it.
I mean, just last week, Destiny essentially called for more conservatives to be murdered. Let that sink in. And he wasn't joking. He wasn't being ironic.
Nuts.
He basically stated outright that he believes more people on our side should die.
I don't think he should lose his platform completely. I do think that there should be some consequence for anybody.
What in the world? Someone says nonsense like this, you don't think they should lose their platform completely? Wait a minute. I think before my commenting, judgment, opinion, whatever taps in, I need to tell myself, take a minute and listen in carefully. And also, I need to welcome you all. Welcome back to the Talk Podcast. This is
He's
crazy.
calling out for people to die.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
Destiny is losing everything from liberal hive mind. Let's check it out.
Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. Well, this is an interesting update. Steve Bennell II, otherwise known as Destiny, one of the loudest and nastiest voices radicalizing lost kids online, was just hit with a pretty severe reprimand after engaging in very despicable off-platform rhetoric.
Did he lose his YouTube channel?
Direct incitement to violence. And the left really wants to gaslight us into somehow being outraged over this. If not, then we're hypocrites on the issue of cancel culture. That's got to be the biggest crock of crap currently being pushed around the internet right now. I simply refuse to accept the premise. In this case, this decision was good. If you've been calling for more conservatives to be murdered directly and clearly, if you're celebrating political murder and violence, then please don't pretend to be the victim. You face obvious consequences. But let me show you guys what's going on, all the details, and let's, of course, talk about it. We got some stuff to get into, so Let's roll the tape. All right, folks, so take a look. Destiny claims that his channel has now been broadly demonetized on YouTube.
I feel like my YouTube is going to get permaban soon.
Oh, wow. He said this at the... Okay, so Destiny's actually going around trying to do the same thing Charlie Kirk did, which... is speak at what I think are universities. So that's that. More on that later.
Because I got broad demonetized yesterday for that I didn't even cite a video. So I don't know. I'll appeal it. We'll see what happens. But I mean, if Kimmel is getting canceled from ABC, I don't know.
Did he just try to compare himself to Jimmy Kimmel? There's no way. This man right here has called for the death of conservatives. Literally. Not implied it.
Okay, before this continues, right, I already made clear on my platform, it's not political. I do not even have enough knowledge on how it really, really goes down in the US, right? I'm just taking in what I'm seeing and trying to understand. But what I hate deep down, even though there are many things that I've been seeing over the years from blue-colored hair people, so-called liberal, right, that I really do not agree with, right? And the same way I'm seeing from conservative people, things that they say, things that they put out there that I also do not agree with. One thing that we all need to finally understand is we are human. We are one, okay? And it's okay to have a different opinion. It's okay not to like and love everyone. I get that. But at this point, the moment you start calling out for someone's death, I don't see any politics in this. This has nothing to do with your politics view. You are literally calling out for someone's life to be taken. Human life. Someone who has family, who has, why don't we just understand that? This has nothing to do with liberal, non-liberal, conservative, white, black, Asian, none of that. The moment you start putting someone's life at risk, take away the politics. You're coming for human life. And that is just wrong in any way, right? We're not talking about, some dictator. We're not talking about, what happened in Germany, for example. Those kind of people, and someone comes up with, hey, we need to stop them, I think many would understand and say, yeah, because that's one human who's literally attacking and pushing death on many, 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 many for no reason. People could understand if you say, hey, that person needs to go. We need to stop him. We need to put him in prison. We need to take him away. But to sit there and call upon other people to go out there or to find someone's home and take away their life, right, is stupid. This has nothing to do with politics anymore. You are calling out for murder on a human life. And that's just insane to me. That is so insane to me. What is happening with us?
Not downplayed the death of Charlie Kirk or any other person. He's called for more people to die. Destiny, right here. And there's proof out there for it. And for a while, I used to wonder, how is he able to do this? Aren't people afraid that he's going to encourage people to start taking out political officials?
And that's the issue. The same way social media, YouTubing, all these things are so fun and entertaining and gives you a great opportunity because you can, grow a fan base and they look up to you and all this good stuff. At some point, people need to start realizing the danger behind this. Who are you actually supporting? What are you actually supporting? This man wouldn't have any voice if not for the people who used to love and support how he started, who he used to be a fun, commenting, had his own kind of opinion on things, very well outspoken. We get that. But now things are just going completely crazy. And I've been noticing this with many people who, they start their social media and it's all fun and glitz and glamour at start. And the moment they reach a bunch of people, millions of people behind them, they start thinking they are gods. I'm sorry to say, and no one of us is God, okay? But the way they start behaving, the things they start saying is just outrageous. I need to put my phone on mute. It's just outrageous. It doesn't make sense. Please, like, if I ever turn out to be some hypocrite, some mean human who's like, don't support it. Don't. Instead, you need to be calling them out and say, look, we do not stand for this. This is not who we used to know you for. This is completely wrong. How dare you sit there on a chair in your room or wherever and be calling out for murder? Why?
Like this get really bad.
And of course, quick context and caveat, for purposes of full transparency, Destiny, of course, is an online troll and provocateur. Just recently, he lied and rage baited the internet into thinking that he was banned on Twitch for his comments about Charlie Kirk, but that Twitch ban post was actually from 2022 and he was simply recycling it to basically mislead his detractors. Now, it's possible that some of this is theater, but based on what we're seeing from his
I am so shaken up inside. Like my heart is just broken. Whatever you think to do to get attention, to grow your channel, to get clout and however people want to call it, do not play with human life. What he's doing actually can literally backfire on him because some people might take this too serious and come for his well-being, which I wouldn't also agree with, because I do not think any one of us has the right to decide on someone's death. That is just completely wrong, stupid, disgusting, and any other adjective you want to add to it, right? But this is another thing that's been happening. People create lies to go viral, rage bait, come up with the most outrageous stories and situations just to get their crowds riled up and push them to do things and say things and attack other people. I really pray for every one of us that we wake up and be more careful, more mindful who and what we're actually supporting. Look, every one of us, we all, myself included, because we're human, We all say and do stupid things. And yes, there are boundaries, there should be limits to those things. But I really wish that his followers are going to sit down and think twice, because Destiny is known for quite a bunch of nonsense. The same way he's fun and entertaining, that's the same way it can quickly turn dangerous.
Actual viewers, it seems as though his channel
At least he doesn't have the blue hair anymore. I couldn't stand that. Ugh.
memberships have been canceled, as well as his live stream super chat is now fully disabled.
Yeah.
So basically a loss of revenue functions. It does look real, unless Destiny himself actually shut off the monetization functions, which would be next level. I think it's credible. So I'm operating under the assumption, the premise that it is in fact real and Destiny has been demonetized. And I gotta tell you, I never thought I'd sit here and celebrate somebody's demonetization, but in this case, I am celebrating.
I get it. I could care less, but I understand what this commenter is saying. If you can sit on the internet boldly, loudly, and push and promote people's death, calling out your fans to go find someone's home and do the worst, and like there's no taking back. I don't agree with people being offensive to each other, but that's something, you slip of a tongue, or you're petty, you're angry, and you say something stupid. There's still a chance to reconcile. There's still a chance to apologize. There's still a chance to grow out of that situation, right? But to sit there comfortably in your home, protected, you're not going to be one of them who's actually doing the act, pushing other people to do that, right? Calling upon other people's life to wish them death. I'm sorry to say, but yes, it makes perfect sense that you're demonetized. It doesn't make sense. I cannot sit here and pretend to support some nonsense like that. Imagine you're making money out of that, pushing people's life to death, and you're getting paid for it. That is completely wrong. No one should have that kind of power or opportunity. No one, and I do not care what kind of political view you have. You can say a lot. You can have your opinion, I get that, but you cannot sit at home, sit anywhere, and be wishing on other people's death. Not just wishing and like, oh, I wish, no, but literally pushing that scenario, calling people to do so. You not only demonetize, you need to be banned on every platform. And perhaps there must be some other way of consequences for this, because this is dangerous. This is not only dangerous for the people's life you're trying to attack, this is dangerous for those people who are potentially going to follow the nonsense that you're saying, because they don't know at what kind of risk they're putting themselves. We're talking America right now. You push some teenage boy to go see and visit someone's house to take away their lives. Well, could happen real quickly that backfires. That young boy or young woman, or even older, whoever who believes to be your fan, who swallows all the nonsense that you're saying, right? I know humans, we all have our own responsibilities, but you cannot be there pushing such nonsense, putting everyone at risk. Like, are you on crack?
And again, I'll repeat, I will not be gaslit into believing that this is the same thing as left-wing cancel culture. Don't even try it. This is not the same thing as somebody getting banned for questioning a medical procedure or simply having a differing opinion or position on or trans issues. No, Destiny's demonetization, I think, is quite self-evident. And I mean that quite literally. I don't even think I have to argue it.
No, you don't have to argue it. I mean, I remember during the George Floyd period, no one liked that video. At least I spoke out. In fact, I was speaking out against that video. And a lot of people don't know that was around the time when I gained like 130,000 followers on TikTok. Now, that version of myself probably would disagree more than agree with this version of who I am now. The older I've gotten, getting married, having a family has changed a lot of my perspectives.
Thank God. As I said, we all say stupid things. We all get emotionally invested, right? It's different if you see something. You know how there's black on black crime, there's white on white crime, and there's white on black crime and black on white crime, and however you want to put it, I think it's always wrong. Okay, because at the end of the day, we are human harming each other. That's my opinion. But sometimes you watch these clips, me being a black person, and if I should see white people attacking for no reason, attacking black people, right? Taking their lives, harming them, beating them, being disgusting towards them, of course, emotionally, something is going to be like, oh my God, how could they? How dare they? Imagine if this was the other way around. Imagining. But that doesn't give me the right to sit here and say, oh, let's go attack them. Let's go. No, that is just stupid because when is it going to stop? Right? What is happening to humanity? Like, seriously, what is going on? Why do we hate each other so much?
On a lot. But I'm also somebody who still holds some of the same opinions, right? And I don't look at people and say, I'm only going to associate myself with people who agree with me 100%.
No.
But why did I bring up George Floyd? Well, because though I can definitely agree and say that there were people downplaying and making fun of that whole situation, and there were people who did take it too far. And I remember calling people out for that. This is different in the sense that you have people with large platforms, not just your everyday person. No. People who hold actual influence saying we need to kill more people. They need to be afraid of dying. And one of those people was Destiny.
Argue it. All I need to do is play some of the clips of him speaking, and it becomes very obvious why platforms view him as a liability, and they're now turning on him.
Dude, the firefighter guy, Trump, the people that support him. I just want you to know, okay? If one of you were in the crowd and you're a conservative fan of mine and you end up, getting blown away or whatever, I'm making fun of you the next day on Twitter. I am. Conservatives have been disgusting for years, which is why I don't give a about anybody that winds up at any of these rallies and gets shot or whatever. You need conservatives to be afraid of getting killed when they go to
Listen to this.
events so that they look to their leadership to turn down the temperature. You have no, it's actually kind of scary, how close I was to getting people together to go down to his house and kill his family. Or it would have been.
Did you just hear that? He was so close to pushing people to go down to someone's home to go unalive them. That's what he's saying this openly on YouTube. This is not the dark web. This is not some secret platform where the most insane people come together. This is YouTube. Anyone could click on that clip. Children are listening. Young people are listening. What in the fuck world is going on with you, Destiny? I'm sorry for my language, but what is going on? This person is sitting at home comfortably and saying such outrageous things, knowing very well there are enough sick-minded people out there who are going to take his words seriously and act on it. This person has almost 1 million followers, maybe even more. I'm seeing 840,000 or something. That is influential. And with that much influence comes a lot of responsibility. I'm sick listening to this. Really, I feel like throwing up. You can disagree with white, you can disagree with Asian, you can disagree with black, you can disagree with whatever, you can disagree with whatever political stand, but no one gives you the right to sit there and call upon death on someone else.
It would have just been him and his father. Because I didn't know anything about it.
I mean, just last week, Destiny essentially called for more conservatives to be murdered. Let that sink in. And he wasn't joking. He wasn't being ironic. He basically stated outright that he believes more people on our side should die. That's incitement to violence. That crosses every line in the book. He's not just disagreeing with me or you. No, he's explicitly saying that.
And let's try and make this slightly political, right? Because he's a liberal. He's exactly these people, right, who want opinions to be free, who want people to live differently, who want to come together and say, look, I may not agree with you, but let's find some kind of common ground. Or if we don't, let's distance ourselves. He is actually, he should be the one that you would think, oh, easygoing, life's good, liberal. If you think about the word, you should have a sense of freedom that comes to it, right? And now it's the same you who is pushing for death on other people's lives because you don't agree with it. This is what Nazis used to do. This is what dictators do. Let that sink in for a bit.
That I should be shot, that more people in my line of work should be assassinated
Right.
for our viewpoints. We also know that he celebrated Corey Compatore's murder at a Trump rally. He called it justified. In other words, if I were shot tomorrow at a Trump rally, Destiny would believe that that is justified and he would encourage that.
Come on. I don't think so. I do not believe that one bit. I do not believe that one bit. No way. If anyone should try to threaten him on his life, I will claim that he will be the first person crying, boo hoo hoo, please don't do that to me. Because it's insane. No one, and I wouldn't even, with all the nonsense that he's saying, I wouldn't want anyone to come and threaten Destiny's life. Does that make sense? Because no one has the right to. No one. With all the nonsense he's saying, I'm still sitting here thinking, no one has the right to harm your life, Destiny. Yet you are pushing this disgusting, harmful ideology on people. Telling your people to go show up at someone's home and take their life? Oh my God.
And the thing is that there are people out there who believe that, people like myself, if I saw somebody who identified as far left and they got killed, that I would get on here and say, good. I would never say that.
Never.
I would never say that. And I also believe that everybody's capable.
Let me tell you, I disagree with so many points, right? With Trump, what he's doing with the country over there, I feel bad for you guys. I truly feel bad for America. You could find maybe 3 points. I'll be like, yeah, okay, that one makes sense, but that's exactly how they get you. I feel so bad for what's happening in America right now. If I could change that place and just give you guys much more love and understanding, I would, but I can't. I don't have that power. Even if I disagree with some of the things or many of the things that Trump is doing, do I have the right to wish death on him? Hell no. I wouldn't. I could never. I couldn't. I don't see how that makes sense. We cannot keep doing wrong, adding wrong, thinking it's going to make right. Wow. This world is truly coming to an end. No joke. This world is truly coming to an end. And America is going to be the first place to experience it. Because the way the climate is going down over there, not nice, not good, dangerous. Too many dangerous people sitting in one spot.
Of becoming this very person who's calling for the death of other people. And I'm also humble enough to say, God, please do whatever you can in my life to make sure I never become anybody who's calling for anybody else's.
Amen. Thank you. Same. I'm gonna take that prayer honestly, because as I said, sometimes we witness things, we see things, we hear things, we consume things on the internet in real time, wherever the case may be, and we are emotionally invested. We are heartbroken. We are for many reasons. Maybe because you've been in similar situations, right? Maybe because you've experienced so much unfairness towards your life. I get that, but yet I do not pray to be such person who wishes death on anyone. As so wrong. I do not want that kind of anger in my life. I do not want that kind of hate in my life. I really love that prayer. God, don't allow me to be someone like that. Don't allow my heart, my soul, my spirit, my emotions to get so caught up that I will become such a disgusting human who wishes death on other person. No way.
Death. Let's talk about the sponsor of this channel. Hire
Is quite clear unless a court convicts him of direct criminal years of spewing poison. I will wait. If it exists, please show it to me, and I will again be the first person to side with that individual, regardless of whether they're on the left or the right. But the reality is, examples of that almost don't exist, because we know historically the hammer has only come down almost exclusively on conservatives. And so no, Destiny is not a victim here. Rather, I believe he's the architect of his own destruction. This is the inevitable result of years of spewing poison and pretending that, oh, it's just jokes. It's just
Honestly, Destiny, go out more, get some fresh air. You need some vitamin D. Go get some sunlight. Leave your room. You are already so successful with whatever you're doing. Go out and enjoy life. Travel, experience different cultures. I don't know. What am I going to say? This is what happens when you just sit in your room day in, day out, consuming and creating weird narratives. You become a human where your brain function is just heiße Luft. I don't know how to say das. Das ist nix außer heiße Luft. Das kann's doch nicht sein. Dass man da zu Hause sitzt, ja? Du kannst dich noch so aufregen, okay, verstehe ich, aber dass man da zu Hause sitzt und sagt, ja, Hetzrede, wir hetzen jetzt los und sagen, andere Leute sollen deren Leben nehmen, weil du politisch nicht übereinstimmst. Sag mal, was rauchst du?
hyperbolic commentary. It obviously isn't. And clearly this isn't even a free speech issue. Demonetization is not the same thing as deplatforming. I'm not saying that Destiny should lose his right to speak. No, my view there is quite clear. Unless a court convicts him of direct criminal
I don't know if he's actually losing his right to speak. He's just losing the right to speak on said platform. Speak if you want to speak. Go meet your friends. Invite them into your living room. Speak. Stand on the street. Speak. I don't know. I sometimes struggle with, taking someone's platform down because they're misbehaving is now, oh, I'm taking your right to speak. You can still speak. Speak if you want to speak. Create your own platform. I don't know. I'm sorry. Maybe I'm just so emotional because what I've learned about him saying, I personally do not think there should be any platform supporting such narrative. To me, please correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think that is, taking away the right of speech. Whoever is running set platforms should come with set rules. If you want to break the rules, if you want to act stupid and outrageous, either go create your own platform, find your own set of group of people that you can influence, but you cannot. It's like if I invite you into my home, right? There are certain rules and certain ways we behave. If you don't want to accept the way we are at home, then I'm not going to invite you anymore. I'm going to ask you to leave. You cannot come into my home, for example, maybe this is an extreme example, and start behaving as you please in a destructive way. Go and find someone else's home where they're going to comfortably invite you to misbehave, or do it at your home. But you cannot come in my home and do such. Does that make sense?
incitement, then I don't want him thrown in jail. I don't want him permanently gagged off the internet.
Wow, you see? What a nice, who is this liberal hive mind? Such a nice commenting. With all the nonsense Destiny's putting out there, he's like, you know what? I agree with the demonetization because I don't think you should be making money out of this. But I don't even want you in jail. I don't even want your voice being shut. Is to see the difference of these two people. Wow. I'm speechless for the fact of kindness that is coming out of this commentator.
I don't want him sent to a gulag or a re-education camp like many of the left seem to want. No, he can keep talking if the platforms let him. But companies now taking away the ability to profit off.
Well, the re-education camp is they want you to go to university. From what I've seen, that's the re-education camp.
inciting terrorism in the country, that's not cancel culture. That's companies for the first time actually doing the right thing. You know, that's where the line should have been drawn, there and there alone, and all other benign political speech should be allowed. And what a ridiculous concept, too, the idea that we should now feel bad, that we should be accepting lectures on cancel culture and policing speech on